Welcome to the Bivouac. This is the game of Amazons. In this game, to play it, you're going to need a certain number of pawns, depending on how many you want to play with. You only need one per player in order to start, but you can play with more. Some way to indicate burn tiles, and a grid-based system like this. Alternatively, you can simply use a deck of cards, and to indicate burn tiles, you can just flip over the card. This is a wonderful portable way to play if you don't have a good grid or burn tokens to use. But for demonstration purposes, we're going to play with this 8x8 wonderful grid. To start this game, each player is going to select one of their pawns, and one player will place it down anywhere on the grid. The next player will do the same with their first pawn, the only caveat being you are not allowed to place it right next to any on one of your other enemy pawn. So let's go right there. We're going to start with a one pawn each game, but we'll move up to other pawns later. On a player's turn, they must do two of the following things. First, they must move one of their pawns. So I'm going to move this guy, and he moves like a queen does on a chessboard, so as far as he can or want in a horizontal or diagonal way. So I could go here, I could go down here, I could go up here, wherever I want. After the initial placement, you are more than welcome to place your pawn next to an enemy pawn. That's only a rule when you're placing the pawns down. But let's say I want to go here. Now for my new position, I must fire and burn a tile. And I can burn a tile using one of my burn tokens just like a queen would on a chessboard. So as far as I can or want in a horizontal, diagonal, or vertical way. Let's say I want to go here, bop, 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 and I burn that tile. I do not move my pawn stays right there, but I have now burned this tile. When you burn a tile, you can no longer move through it, move onto it, shoot through it, or shoot onto it. If you ever get to the position where you have to move a pawn and you can't, you lose the game. This rule also applies to enemy pawns. Enemy pawns you are not allowed to move through, move onto, shoot through, or shoot onto. That is the basis for Amazons. Each player will shoot once, or move once, then shoot once, and then you'll pass the turn off to the next player and try to ensure that your pawns do not get trapped. When you're playing with a multi-pawn game, the rules are basically the same. There's only a couple of differences. First off, when it's your turn, you only move one of your pawns, not both of them. And when you do move a pawn, the pawn that you move with must be the one that you also shoot with. Okay? In addition, for you to be eliminated from the game, all of your pawns must be trapped and unable to move on a turn in order for you to lose the game. So in this situation, say this pawn was trapped and couldn't move, but this pawn still was open in the field. This pawn would technically still be alive until this pawn and any other pawns that I have are also trapped as well, at which point all of them will die. They'll burn the tiles that they're standing on, and I'll be out of the game. That is the basis for Amazons. Good luck.